Integer variables in C are declared by using the keyword int followed by the name of the variable. I'm going to make a variable called bar1. You can also give a value to your variable. So I'm going to give it a value of 4 and I'm going to put a semicolon. Let's talk about the syntax of the variable name, which in this case is bar1. The variable names can only begin with a letter or an underscore, but they cannot begin with a number. However, they can have a number anywhere after the first letter. So what is an integer variable? An integer variable can only hold whole numbers. It cannot hold any numbers that have decimals or any type of other fractions, so only whole numbers. Let's print out the value of this variable using the command printf. So to print out the value of a variable, you type printf. Of course, inside of double quotes, you use the %sign, the letter I, close the double quotes, put a comma, put the name of the variable you want to print, close the parentheses, put a semicolon. Let's go ahead and run the code. So I have printed the value of 4, which is here. Now we want to put the 4 in its own line, so after I, let's put /n. So now we have the number 4 in its own line. So let's talk about how this % thing works. So the %I is used like a placeholder that will get replaced by the variable after the comma. Let's make another int variable. Let's call this one bar2 and let's use an underscore just to show you that you can also use underscores. And I'm gonna give that variable the number 5. Now after my new line character, I'm gonna put %I, and after bar1, I'm gonna put a comma and type bar_2, and I'm gonna also put a new line character. So let's go ahead and run this code. So now I have the values of each of my variables displayed, 4 and 5. You can have any words to describe the values you're printing inside your printf function. So for example, variable 1 is going to equal to whatever value I have here. Variable 2 is going to equal to whatever value I have here. So the first %I gets replaced with the first variable after the comma. The second %I gets replaced with the second variable after the comma, and so on. Go ahead and run the code. So variable 1 is equal to 4, variable 2 is equal to 5. Let's put an underscore in the beginning once again and make another variable once again, just to show you that you can use any character that is not a number for the first letter of your variable name. So for each variable, remember that you need a %I. And let me go ahead and put a new line after 6. You can save yourself from having to type int multiple times. If you have, in this example, we have 3 integers. We can put them all in one line by separating their declarations with a comma. So this will also work. Another thing is, you don't have to initialize your variables in the declaration. You can initialize them after the declaration. and I'm getting an error here because I forgot to put a comma before I named my third variable. So don't forget to separate your variables with commas. Run the code. So this is how you use integer variables. Remember that they can only hold whole numbers. Let's see what happens if we try to give one of our integer variables a decimal. So you can see that the decimal got cut off. Let's try a different value. Once again, the decimal got cut off, so don't think that it rounds. It doesn't round. So that is why we just have a 5 for the value of variable 2, even though we gave it the value 5.8. In my next videos, I will teach you about float variables, which are used to hold numbers with decimals.